Finally, something to shout about for the Wisconsin Badgers. An overtime thriller. Braylon Allen getting in from 3 yards out, and Preston Zachman getting the game-sealing interception in the extra session, as the Badgers, who fell behind 14-0 early, rallied to defeat Nebraska in overtime, 24-17 on senior night at Camp Randall Stadium. We'll hear from some of the players. We'll also check in with a rookie and a senior. The rookie being Trech Kekahuna, young man out of Hawaii. He's been part of the kick return team, and senior linebacker Muma Jungmeta. All on today's edition of the Badger Sports Report. Slot right is Bell on 2nd and 7. Mordecai fakes the handoff to Jackson Aker, drifting back to throw. Left side for Aker, got it wide open. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Wisconsin. Mordecai to Jackson Aker as the Badgers are back in the fight. Purdy drops back into the shotgun. On 2nd down, back to throw Purdy, a little backside pressure, down he goes, inside the 30-yard line. Quarter pressure, brought to you by Nazir Forkurine. On 1st and goal, Mordecai gets a snap, hands it to Braylon, into the end zone, touchdown, Wisconsin, and the Badgers take the lead in the 3rd quarter. Mordecai gives it to Allen, up the middle, Braylon pushing to the 2, to the 1, to the end zone, touchdown, Braylon Allen. Oh, a grown man push from Braylon Allen, 23-17, Wisconsin in overtime. And Badgers send 3, Purdy throws over the middle, picked off by Wisconsin, Preston Zachman, and the Badgers win it.
I think it was a great team win, and that just felt great. I mean, the past few weeks have been rough on this team, and I think everyone kind of just felt the energy at the end, and everyone just coming together and just finding a way to finish.
The reason I came here is the culture of this place and the guys in this locker room, and I always believe in the guys. So I never doubted it. I know like I said, the results haven't been what we wanted, and maybe the fight wasn't there, but tonight it sure was, and I couldn't be more proud.
You know, we had something to fight for. You know, the past 2 years, we lost the axe and everything, never got it back. You know, we can't make it 3 years. We got to come out with it, make some noise, and, you know, execute our game plan.
Let's go, man. Hey, you done on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah!
The end around, Chimere Dike to the 10, to the 5, touchdown Wisconsin! Pass pops out of the air, it's picked off by Muma Jungmeta. He's gone! Braylon Allen all the way! Touchdown, Wisconsin! And it's picked off by Hunter Waller. There is a big, big win for the Wisconsin Badgers.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors, buildingwisconsintogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week, it's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop and count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line, innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. during training, no school loans, and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Earlier in the season, the Badgers head coach talked about being a traditionalist, someone who enjoys and appreciates rivalries, which is a good thing because that's what closes the regular season. A couple of more trophy games in addition to the one that was played back in October. The Freedom Trophy, obviously, with Nebraska, and then the battle for Paul Bunyan's axe coming up with Minnesota. As we're joined now by head coach Luke Fickell. Kind of a dumb question. I'll ask it anyway. Have you heard of any of these trophies before you arrived here at the University of Wisconsin?
Yes, and I think that just being in the Big Ten, whether playing in there or coaching in there, you respect and understand. Like, obviously, where you are, you learn about those rivalries and where you grew up, but understanding that the Big Ten is so historic and the rivalries, I knew the generality of most all of them. I didn't know what all of their trophies were because some of the trophies maybe were created a little bit, well, not too long ago, so to speak, but you knew about all the rivalries. You knew about some of the history of them, but not nearly as much as once you dive in and once you come to a place.
And I'll go back to what I said here at the Open, because you did say this back in October. You are a traditionalist. As much as the game, as we talked about before, might be changing in some areas, this is a part of it. You played in it, high school and college. These rivalry games are really part of what makes college football special.
It is, and hopefully we won't lose them. I mean, you won't. You might lose some of maybe the ones that aren't as old, but the general of how things change, I think that we will do a good job. I think college football in general will do a good job of at least maintaining those really deep-rooted historical ones. They may change a little bit of when they're played and things like that, but yeah, it's just one of those things that growing up that way, before I ever played football, you understood about rivalries. Then as I got into high school and having uniqueness of a really, really strong high school rivalry in a lot of ways, and then obviously playing in college and things like that, just it's something that I knew a lot about, I respected a lot, but when I became a coach, I realized how much more important they were, and Jim Tressel kind of made me appreciate that even more.
Going off that question, there are those of us who know of it, we're very familiar with it, and there are those of you who lived it. You could hear about it, but that first time, if it's at St. Francis de Sales or in college, the first time, that week of, how much different does it feel?
Well, you better make it different, and we've done some things here, obviously preparing for the rivalries and through camp and making sure guys understand it. But when the week comes, it's different, and if you don't make it different, I don't think you're doing the justice and the respect that it deserves, because it's unique, and we definitely don't want to lose sight of what it's all about.
As you learned about this, I know different coaches have different approaches. Barry Alvarez learned about it, had people coming in, particularly the last one, the battle for Paul Bunyan's axe. That's the one that's been around a long time. Does someone kind of fill you in a little bit, or you just go with what you knew before and then just have to experience it yourself?
Well, there's some things I got to do on my own just to learn and understand about the rivalry, and but that's where some of the stuff in the summer, just to make sure that for our players and for our kids, but also for me and for our coaches, to hear from some of the former players and what it meant to them and how they went about it, and I think that's really, really, really important. It maybe isn't quite as important when you get to the actual week, because it's about the preparation. It's about understanding, how important the game is. But I don't know that some of the verbiage from the others is as important that week as it is, hey, making sure as we prepare for this, as we start a season, that you really understand as we get to this moment what these things are about.
Yeah, it's part of what makes college football so popular and so much fun. The Badgers are concluding the regular season with two of those games. Obviously, the one most notable, the regular season finale, coming up next Saturday against the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Stay with us. We have more to come as we continue with this week's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. We believe in financial security for Wisconsin public school employees and their families. WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
We hit the stretch drive of this Badger football regular season. Good time to check in with one of the veterans, senior linebacker Muma Jungmeta. We've been calling your name a lot here recently. We've been wondering, like, man, how much has he got left in the tank the way you're playing? And you're laughing at me, and you're fine. You're in good shape. I mean, but the question, it's the question that we have, but you answered that with your ability to make plays for 4 full quarters. Take us through what that's been like being out there and being such a busy guy here these last few ball games.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a loss for words. It's been fun for sure. I mean, I think I wrote down in my journal yesterday that Saturday was probably one of the best atmospheres and environments that I'd ever played in. I've been to the Rose Bowl. That was a great atmosphere. I'm trying to think where else. Like Minnesota last year was a great atmosphere. Michigan State last year, but the game on Saturday was unreal, unbelievable atmosphere, and just to be out there was a blessing. Periods in the season where I hadn't been getting as much playing time, and so to be out there again with the guys helping contribute, to the defense was very special. And it's a moment I'll cherish forever.
We've noticed that the road game at Illinois, you were all over the field, but you mentioned the Ohio State game. When you have the atmosphere like that, how much of that do you hear? How much of that do you think that helps you?
I think, honestly, the funny thing about the atmosphere is you notice it when you walk in, and you notice it maybe after a big play, but after, I learned this last year, first time starting last year, you shut it out pretty quick. It's cool, it's this, it's that, and sometimes it's fun to feed off, but at the end of the day, you kind of just shut it out and you just kind of play the game. It's one of those things where not having a good atmosphere, it's kind of neutral for me, but having a good atmosphere is positive, beneficial to me. Especially walking at road games like Washington State, great atmosphere. We're walking in and the fans are flipping us off, and they're like, 55, you're overrated, and all this stuff, and that stuff's fun to me.
Yeah.
So I like feeding off of the crowd atmosphere as well as the away atmosphere.
I've noticed that with a lot of players. They've said that if it's this sport, basketball, whatever, there is, as much as you love the home environment, there is something about you guys against the world, right, where you just have each other. Those aren't just words, right? That's something that you guys really do believe in.
Yeah, definitely had some fun, as much fun in away atmospheres as I've had at home, to be honest. And like I said, Michigan State's a good game that comes to mind last year. Just that atmosphere, kind of, Nebraska, they always pack their stadium out. They're super avid fans, and being there last year was awesome. I've definitely had some good times at away stadiums as well.
One of the questions I ask guys too is the college career is moving along. Can you give yourself a chance to take it in? If it, pregame, as you're going through your warm-ups, get ready for the game, can you give yourself 15 seconds to just look around and take in the environment?
I mean, I think last year, it was my 4th year last year. I knew I was going to come back for a 5th year, but I was graduating. All my friends I'd come in with were kind of graduating, and so it felt like the season of a lot of last year, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first season starting, but it felt like for a lot of my friends this was their last football season, their last time, senior year, the last go-around. So that kind of nostalgia, bittersweetness, I don't know what the word for it is, made me kind of take it all in a lot last year. Michigan, I keep bringing up Michigan State, that going to overtime in that game, and we're going into overtime. I'm telling the guys these are the games you dream about playing in as a kid. We're at Washington State, and then fast forward to this year, still trying to take it all in. We're at Washington State, Pac-12 after dark. I used to watch those games as a sophomore in high school before I even had a clue that I would ever be able to go D1. And so playing in a game like that, just being able to take it all in.
Well, there's the love of the game, but it's pretty well documented your work in the classroom too. 3-time academic All-Big Ten, looking for another one this year, but no mistake. Yeah, you're getting it done. I mean, we see you come in for some media interviews instead of the football uniform. You've got the coat, and you got the professional look. But that's something that your folks, right? I mean, that was a very heavy emphasis for you all along, right? Your work in the classroom.
Yeah, that was always a big deal. I mean, I've told this story before. I told it in an interview, and then my dad read the interview, and he was like, I don't believe this happened. Like, I don't remember this. Basically, my junior year, he told me if I was getting a C in Calc BC, so like college level math. This is my senior year. Oh no, this is my junior year, college level math. And my dad was like, yeah, if you finish with a C, like, I'm making you quit football. And I was like, just starting to get recruited by Coach Tress, actually, at Michigan State, getting some big-time Division I attention and offers. And but my dad was super serious about that. So finished with the B-, very thankfully. And my dad read this story in the interview, and he was like, I don't even remember this. I was like, Dad, like, this was a pivotal moment in my high school career. But no, I mean, growing up, whether it was science fair, whether it was always taking me to the library, I can think of the countless things. My parents always pushing me in the classroom, pushing me to, hey, no matter what you're doing, make sure you're the best at it. And education has been paramount and foundational in my growing up, in my household, and in my life. So I'm getting my master's right now in finance. Shout out to Professor Greg Edwards.
Very good.
I hope he sees this.
We'll make sure he does.
Yeah,
so
send it to him.
Is it fair to say then that your parents are every bit as demanding as any coach, if it's Coach Tressel or any coach, different disciplines we're talking about here, but they kind of lay down the law, don't they?
Yes, they definitely lay down the law. Growing up, you don't always understand, but super thankful for those kind of disciplines they've instilled in me, especially around school. Finished my undergrad, but like there were times in my undergrad when I was like messing around, wasn't exactly locked into school, and there'd just be that voice in my head like, come on, man, like we got to handle business in the classroom too. Like, very thankful for how that shaped up, was able to get into my super hard master's program because I took care of business in undergrad. But thankful for my parents for instilling that. Thankful for my brother for modeling that, my older brother, Dalla. Wouldn't be there without them.
So you see, when you get the master's degree, whenever football is done, you can go be a CEO, and then you can come with us every now and then, stop by and see us, because you are a natural at this stuff.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Badgers linebacker Moumad Jong-Meta. Stay with us. We have more to come as we continue with the Badgers Sports Report.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
Bananas are only 39 cents a pound at Hy-Vee. That's not a sale price. That's the price with the Hy-Vee Perks membership. And 39 cents a pound is not just the price today or this week. It's the Perks price every day. With the Hy-Vee Perks membership, you can save on hundreds of products store-wide every time you shop. And count on Perks prices to stay the same. So if you want to pay less for bananas every day, sign up for Hy-Vee Perks. It's free and easy.
WEA Member Benefits, dedicated to helping Wisconsin public school employees become financially secure with programs designed for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
As we mentioned before, you got a handful of young guys, first-year players who are getting a taste of college football, and that includes Tretch Kekahuna, who got out there a few weeks ago against Indiana, from Hawaii, and then Bishop Gorman in Nevada, in Las Vegas, and now a Wisconsin Badger. Let's turn back the clock a little bit to that Indiana game. When did you get an idea that you were going to be out there with the kick return team?
I started to get an idea early in the week, so always on Tuesdays we have like a team meeting. Everybody regroup after that Sunday practice, and coach, we go over like the depth charts, and
I see my stuff on the ones for kickoff return because Chim was out, so it was me and Vinny, so I was off returner, so that's why I found out, and then got to just play.
Yeah. So what was that like? Obviously, they kicked the ball out of the end zone with regularity, but just being out there for the first time, what was that like?
It's always a kid's dream growing up, being out there getting a snap of college football D1. So it was a great experience. Like I feel like all my hard work pays off, or have paid off. So it just felt good to be out there, just make my family proud.
And then Bishop Gorman, your senior year. Take us through that. The decision to go there, what that was like for you. Leaving Hawaii to go to Nevada.
First, it was a hard decision to leave because my whole family have been graduates from St. Louis. So for me to leave there, it was a very big piece taken away from me and my family. So, but I just have to really do stuff for myself because at the end of the day, only I'm gonna do it. So, and I wasn't really getting recognition, that much offers. So I went up there just with one goal to, just make my talents exposure to the nation. So as I did that, I fulfilled up there. Had nice stats, touchdowns, made a touchdown record. I had 23 up there, and I got to compete at a high level.
So what did it come down to for you, Tretch, to choose Wisconsin? Because you had some options here. What was the difference maker for you to come here?
I just like Coach Brown. I like his backstory of how he made it to the NFL. He knows what it takes to get to the NFL, and he's got the experience at Jacksonville. So for him to be my coach and to give me those kind of tips to get to the next level is a very big opportunity and blessing from the man above to give me a type of coach like that. So I just like that, and I like Coach Fick. He's one of the top coaches in college football. So I just like that in Big Ten too. So
being where you're from, being from Hawaii, and then being in Vegas, and now being in Wisconsin, as the weather gets a little cooler, how has that adjustment been for you?
It's been very challenging. People be saying why am I wearing 3 layers of clothes when it's only 40 outside? I'm like, bro, it never gets this cold. The most it gets in Hawaii is 62 or something like that. So I'm not used to it, so I just stay prepared. Always gotta be prepared for the weather. I don't like cold, so I just wear as much layers as I can to keep myself warm.
Did Kamoi give you a little heads up of what you might have to look forward to? So
him and Nick, both of them.
I would imagine you watched those guys like Nick in high school. Tell us about watching those guys go through their high school career and how good they become.
For me to be following and them sort of setting the blueprint for me, because I was a freshman on the varsity and they're seniors, so just kind of getting some playing time with them and just showing how the way they set the standard for me, and I just set the blueprint, and just just trying to fill their shoes and maybe a little bit more, do a little bit more than them. So for them to do that is a blessing from them, and now you see Nick, he's doing great right now, so maybe I can just keep following that kind of steps and just keep praying and see how everything goes.
You watch Steelers games every week now?
Every game, every game I always watch him, whenever he's in, I'm always watching him, the moves he makes, because that guy's different.
One of the fun guys here on this team to look forward to watch, Tretch Kekahuna. We'll take a break. More to come as we continue with the Badger Sports Report.
I had big dreams. Then I got sick. UW Health made it their mission to give me a fresh start and a new kidney. Now my dreams are infinite. UW Health. Remarkable.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. During training, no school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
After a serious accident, you'll need a team to fight for the results you deserve. We're here for you whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health. UW Health Sports Medicine, treating the Badgers, treating you. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
The home schedule is done, but one regular season game still remains, and that's the annual Battle for Paul Bunyan's Axe as the Badgers head up to Minneapolis to take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Kickoff set for 2:30 Central Time. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been a presentation from Learfield.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still being written. UW Health, remarkable.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.